Wednesday.
It's Wednesday night. It's time for Super Geeked Up.
Yeah!
And it is time for the
Geek Tweet of the Week. So the Geek Tweet of the Week is, who is your favorite alien character? Jeff.
So there's a lot of awesome alien characters out there. My choice, though, has to be from one of my favorite shows, Star Trek The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, Worf, the best Klingon ever.
Awesome. And then we just had someone else join us. We're going to introduce her in just a moment. So we're going to go to Tanya. Who's your favorite alien character?
Also from the Star Trek universe, B'Elanna Torres from Voyager.
Oh, so she's, what, three-quarter Klingon? Is that right?
Hey, you know what? She has issues, and she's an alien.
No, but I'm saying there's a Klingon theme going, which is good.
Yeah, she's a Klingon. Yeah, you're right.
Awesome. For mine, I was going to go for like a completely different thing because there's so many really cool alien characters. I just want to like think outside the box, and I thought the first thing that came to my mind, which was like totally weird, but Frank the Pug from Men in Black, the little dog.
Wow, nice call.
Jeff is like, you are such a weirdo. All right, so we'll go, let's see, let's throw it over to Kendra. Who's yours?
I was going to say also from Men in Black, but I can't remember what their names are, but the coffee drinking, smoking aliens that are in the break room.
Yeah.
Oh, they're awesome.
The little guys, right?
Yes, yes.
They go, hi, Kay.
Yes, exactly. Those are my guys.
Awesome. We're thinking alike with the Men in Black thing. And Richard, what about you?
Well, I have a sort of a throwback. I have two. I have a throwback one, and I can't decide. I just saw it the other night. There's this really grumpy and somewhat terrifying alien in Fire in the Sky. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a feature with D.B. Sweeney, and it's the account of Travis Walton, which is a real case. And this guy, he's got a face like a baseball mitt, but he looks really mean. And so I like that guy a lot. But then I also like Tony Shalhoub in Men in Black. So there's another trend for you, you know?
Yes.
He's insane. He's pretty insane.
Awesome. And then what about Danielle? What about you? Who's your favorite alien character?
Okay, so Danielle, you're muted. If you scroll over your screen, there should be in the center a little microphone button that you hopefully can click. But let's say, Tanya, you want to share some Twitter answers from earlier in the week while she unmutes herself?
Yes, I sure can. So from earlier in the week, we often post these up, earlier in the week, basically. We'll tweet in. And
is that what earlier in the week means? Thanks for establishing that.
It's been a long week.
It's Wednesday, but it's been a very long week so far.
I know, it's only halfway done. Anyway, from Matt, he is saying way too easy. E.T., as in extraterrestrial, but E.T. Adriana, who was actually a guest on our show a couple weeks ago with Cranium Cookie, asked, does Elf count because he was the best? Just keep him away for cats. So yes, Elf most definitely counts. He's definitely an alien. Our friend Listermate is saying Orion Slave Girls, which I believe he's currently tweeting right now. I know, what a shocker.
By the way, he tweets. Thank you for watching, Anthony. He tweets that every week, and has nothing to do with aliens usually. But so now it finally applies, at least.
The stop clock is right twice a day.
Exactly. Charlie, also from Cranium Cookie, says it has to be Superman because yes.
You know what? You know what's funny? I never even think of Superman as being an alien, but it's totally true. Obviously,
it's totally true.
Yeah.
And Annie Cat, Kristen Jackson, our good dear friend, says it's a toss-up for me, either the Doctor or Spock.
Excellent choices.
Yeah.
Great
choices.
All right, Danielle, let's try you again. No, we're still not hearing you. Oh, that's... Wait, now you're... Okay, try hit the microphone again, if you can.
No.
Okay, so yeah, you're not muted, but we just can't hear you, so there's another technical problem. That sucks. So how about try if you can open your chat, which might be on the left side of your screen, a little blue icon. Try typing it in the chat, and we can share it at least.
This happened to me one show where you guys couldn't hear me, and I had to type in all my answers into the chat.
Right, that was the best show ever, actually. It's
okay. I guess I had it coming. I don't know.
All right, so
Of all people, I would have that coming.
Yeah, actually, but she set it up, so I had to do it to her. Alistair Reevy, who was also on our show recently, says Zahn from Farscape has to be the best alien.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, and so keep tweeting it, folks. At Super Geeked Up is where you want to tweet. Use the hashtag SGU. And I guess let's see. Oh, Danielle does type something in. Old school. She says, "My favorite Martian." That is old school. That's nice and cool, though.
Very nice. Great choice.
All right, so keep typing away, Danielle, or you can pantomime things. I like your. And Mork. She says for Mork and Mindy. That's
good one.
Very good. I like your Christmas tree, by the way, Danielle. Everybody can see it.
Wow, that's nice.
It's very, very nice. So we have obviously some amazing guests on tonight. One, unfortunately, seems to be silent, but we're going to interpret for you, so don't worry about that. So we have great guests from Milgram and The Fastwalkers. You may have guessed by our theme so far this evening what the series may be about, but we'll get to that in a second. We have Richard Cutting, who is the creator, director, writer, showrunner, and he plays Dr. Daniel Milgram. We have Kendra North, who plays Dr. Liz Wellman. Sorry, my cat is yelling at me right now. And we have Danielle Davey, who plays Lisa Hill as well. Richard, do you want to tell us just a brief synopsis about the show, where people can see it, and how many seasons you have?
Sure. We're a drama about UFOs, and our position on this is, or the story. Let me start with the storyline. It's a hotshot corporate lawyer walks into a psychiatrist complaining that she can't sleep and she's having dreams about hospitals in outer space, and she's a real control freak, and she's got a big case, and her life is being ruined by these problems. And so she comes to me. I play a world-class psychiatrist who, the kind of guy that the Saudi princes fly out when there's a problem. He's, big shot psychiatrist. Kendra can give you notes on that. Kendra is actually a real psychologist.
Ooh.
A
real in real life?
Yeah.
In real life.
Oh, that's
a profession.
I feel like we're being analyzed.
I know, everybody says that, and I don't analyze until you say it. Now.
She doesn't analyze until we pay her to analyze.
Or until you say it, then it's why you're worried about that.
So what happens is they uncover that she has some real bad problems with blue lights flashing in her backyard. Let's put it that way. And our position on the show really is, it's when you do a web series, it's hard to staff up, a football field full of CGI experts, and let's face it, UFOs are expensive. So if you've ever tried to buy a used UFO, they hold their price pretty well on eBay. Let's put it that way. So our position on the show is that we say we're less about ray guns and more about relationships. Although we do have some of the cool stuff. And I've met a lot of these people actually. Going back, I wrote this as a feature originally, and I did a lot of research on the UFO community because a friend of mine came to me and said, "What about UFOs? You should write about that." And I said, "Why?" Well, he said, "Well, 50% of Americans believe in them and 50% don't." And I said, "Okay, that's interesting because there's conflict, So I went out and researched it. I went to a bunch of UFO conferences and started to get interested in the topic in spite of myself. And I met some of the people who do this stuff seriously, the names in the business, as it were. And then I realized that this alien intrusion really deeply affects people's lives. How do you tell your kid, or how do you protect your kid if your kid's being abducted, or what do you tell your doctor, or what happens at work when you're so tired you can't sleep and your boss is on you. So there's real personal drama that goes along with this. And like I said, I've met many of these people. And when they open up about it, that's exactly what you hear. And I thought that was fascinating. So we kind of started as a soap, it's almost melodramatic in season 1. It's getting a little darker now as the alien intrusion gets more pronounced, but that's sort of the backstory on it. We have 80 speaking parts in this show, so
Whoa.
it's a big story, yeah.
And where can people watch the epicness of this?
We're at fastwalkerseries.com. Fastwalkerseries.com.
And you guys are right in the middle of season 2 releasing right now, right?
Yes. We've got 3 out, 3 more to go. We've kind of bumped it up to half-hour television this season. The story has that kind of traction. So.
Cool.
Wow, that's ambitious. I mean, it's to do a half-hour.
Crazy is what it is.
That's
it's
ambitious.
Lunacy. I mean.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. So go check out, after this show, go check out Milgram and the Fastwalkers. It's time for Geeky News. Right? Yeah.
I don't remember how the tune went.
I was going to just do the news thing.
Yeah, she does a different theme every week.
Not intentionally. I just can't remember what I did last time.
By the way, if you're just joining us, this is Super Geeked Up. I'm Jeff with Nicole and Tanya and the gang from Milgram and the Fastwalkers. Thank you for watching. We're doing some geeky news. Okay, thank you, Nicole.
She got it.
We should just keep saying geeky news because every time we say it, she has to sing the song.
What's your diagnosis, Kendra? Huffing?
What?
Has she been huffing? What's your diagnosis?
It's called crazy.
Best not to say.
Yeah, it's called Nicoleism.
This is how I was born, so I'm sorry. Over to you, Jeff.
Thank you, Nicole. So before we get to that, our buddy Chris Hadley at Film Writer 4 just said he was very proud to have written about the Fastwalkers for Snobby Robot. My article on the show is up there today.
Awesome.
There you go.
It's such a great story. It's so great. Thank you, Chris.
All right, so and Timekeeper now is doing the theme song on Twitter. Da 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 da. He says. All right, and other people think it's like Morse code. They're saying on Twitter.
Well, isn't that originally what it is? Is the telegram isn't it actually like the? Never mind.
Yeah, so actually Nicole was actually doing a secret message in Morse code. Whoever can tweet in the interpretation wins a prize.
Yeah.
Oh, we have a message from Danielle. She's saying she can't.
Oh,
logging off.
Aww.
All right, so Danielle can't hear us either. Thank you, Danielle. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but everybody go watch her in Milgram and the Fastwalkers. There she goes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So. Yes.
Yeah, she can't hear us anymore.
All right, so geeky news, and so Kendra, Rich, feel free. If you want to chime in on this, by all means, feel free. But this first one is particularly geeky and may only be of interest to comics fans, but we'll get into this. But it has to do with movies too. All right, so if any of you are familiar with X-Men comics, you will know that Magneto, who of course you've also seen in the movies recently, is the father of Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Okay?
Is that a reveal just now?
No, I didn't ruin anything.
Know that for a long time.
That's been canon for a very long time in Marvel Comics.
How did I not know that?
I don't know. I'm taking away your geek cred, I think, though. What the hell?
Yeah, you would.
Wow.
Well, I don't know what about it either.
You have it.
My geek cred lies in other areas.
Like Buffy.
Yes, you got it.
Wow.
So, Kendra's doing some analyzing right now over that.
Yeah, I got really excited when you said Buffy.
Oh yeah, she get excited.
Now back to the genealogy with Magneto. Was it Magneto?
Thank you, Rich.
Wait a minute.
So, but if you're not familiar with that, if you've watched X-Men: Days of Future Past, which is an amazing movie, they hinted at Quicksilver being the son of Magneto in that. So you would have seen that in that recent movie. Anyway, depending on how the storyline works out in the Marvel Comics, apparently they are getting rid of all that. That Magneto is no longer the father of these characters that has been canon for many, many decades or years or whatever. And one possible reason, according this is from Newsarama, by the way, I'm getting this from. Here's the thing. Of course, Disney owns Marvel now, right? But some other studios have other properties, like Fox owns the X-Men franchise, right? So because of that, any use of these characters, like Quicksilver, will also be in Avengers 2, but they can't reference that Magneto is their father in movies that are not made by Fox. So apparently Marvel Comics is deciding to rewrite their history so Disney Marvel movies can do whatever they want with these characters. Now, this isn't for sure yet, but here's the thing. What do you guys think about the fact that now basically the movie side of the industry is actually impacting what happens in canon on the comics? Yes, Tanya, you don't have to raise your hand.
Okay.
Well, first of all, I'm sorry. First of all, I just want to go back to Quicksilver's emotional problems he's going to have from this. Okay, now go ahead, Tanya. Sorry.
No, that was good.
Abandonment issues, clearly.
That was awesome. Okay, so here's my thing. I'm gonna admit that comic books are not my geek niche. So I'm gonna say that right now. But from what I understand from my friends who are like big comic book people, Underground Badger, I'm looking at you. Should you be watching right now? Doesn't every sort of like new iteration of a comic book, like when it gets a new artist, a new author, like doesn't it kind of change a little bit of what's going on? So doesn't that kind of fit in with a new medium that they might start making changes?
So
I honestly don't know the answer to that. So
yeah, not usually. No, not usually. Here's the thing. What DC did a few years ago with what was called the New 52, and what Marvel has been doing too, is they've been doing like kind of these huge revamps where they've been deciding to restart characters from scratch and where they can redo whatever they want, and like no canon doesn't exist anymore, which often pisses fans off. Understandably, because you're basically wiping out like sometimes 50, 70 years. Now, so generally though, Tanya, no, new artists have to stick and writers have to stick to canon. They just come up with new stories that further the canon.
Okay.
Okay. So this is a big thing, though. I mean, so this is a big canon thing. Like, it's not a little thing, you know. It's like, you know, I don't know. It's like, you know, saying Peter Parker, Aunt May has nothing to do with Peter Parker anymore, or something, right?
Okay.
You know, or Superman isn't from Krypton, and Kal-El, you know, whatever. Which, and I don't know. So, you know, that's debatable, I guess, what you think about this. I don't know how comfortable I am, though, thinking that now the movie side of things, even though I'm a filmmaker, is affecting how Marvel is doing stuff. Like it's almost like they started as a comic company, but that's not as important to them anymore. Which I guess makes sense from a money perspective, because that's not where they're making their money anymore. They're making it out of the movies. I don't know. Any thoughts?
I had a thought and then I lost.
Let's go on.
Twitter has some thoughts.
Yeah, go to Twitter. I'll be thinking about it.
Okay, Alistar is saying that comic books going back on established canon. Surely this has never happened before, ever. # nothing is permanent. What else?
Well, Red Shirt's a series. This is interesting. I didn't know this. It says Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch, Magneto, as being Magneto's kids, is retcon to begin with, meaning something they had changed. It wasn't original canon, and they've actually changed it already.
So maybe they are going back to original canon then.
That's interesting. Yes, you know what? You're right. It's so they do this so often. That's a good point. That it's hard to keep track of what the hell is what anymore. Actually. Yeah.
So really, you're saying it's just a non-issue, is what we're kind of saying.
Well, according to Red Shirt's just maybe it's not an issue anymore.
Just like scrap it. Never mind.
But I guess it is. I guess it is though. I have read comics since I was a kid, and that's always been the way it is since I've been a kid. So it's been like decades now. You know, so I guess for people like me, who that's how you grew up, then it is kind of a big thing, right? It's like, what the hell?
Well, you know, something I thought about, it's not exactly the same train of thought, but, for example, some movies, like, inspired comic books. So, like, you know, The Matrix, and then they inspired a whole comic thing. So maybe Marvel's now looking to filmmakers to inspire advances or like offshoots of their comics. Maybe.
Which just goes to show how much Joss Whedon is awesome.
Oh, he is. That's true.
Can I leave and come back in?
All right, go. I guess we'll move on from that. There's other thoughts then.
That's fine. Oh, sorry. Go.
No, I was just saying. Okay, no, I'm actually surprised there was no really outrage over Twitter. All right, that's fine.
No, everyone's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. Like, literally.
Okay, guys, start typing on your keyboard and give us some opinions.
Oh, watch out! Nicole's giving a smackdown to you guys. You know what is nice though is, well, here's the thing. You can have it both ways though, I guess, because the Fox movies, like I said, have pretty much established, I think, that Quicksilver is his son. So if you watch the X-Men movies, you can get that, I guess, and then you'll get something else with the Avengers movies.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool, because if they're if there's two different companies that own it, maybe they're just putting their own spin on it, so then you feel like it's definitely something different, maybe.
Yeah. So they're doing both forms of canon. Anyway, speaking of comic books, this is my segue. Sci-Fi is doing, or it's, I guess, is developing a Superman origin story pilot. It's called Krypton. Basically, it's going back to the time of Superman's grandfather, I believe.
That's cool.
To bring hope and equality to Krypton. So turning a planet that's in disarray into one worthy of giving birth to Superman.
Cool.
What do you think of?
And then they're going to find out that Superman's father wasn't really his father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is a very popular thing, obviously. I mean, Smallville was early Clark Kent. Gotham is very young Bruce Wayne, right now. And I don't know. So here's the thing. The one thing I did like about Man of Steel, which there's plenty of issues with that movie I have, but the intro part on Krypton I thought was awesome. Like we never saw Krypton to that extent. I think that was really cool. So I think this could be cool. I guess it's odd that they're going back to his grandfather. I thought if anything they might go with Jor-El, his father, and we would see him born maybe. But I guess we're not gonna see Superman at all then about his grandfather.
Yeah. Which kind of makes sense though, because if they really want to do like a true origin story, you don't want to make it to like you're building up to the point when Superman arrives on the scene, right? Like you don't want welcome back. You don't want to like have the whole thing to be like, ooh, when's he gonna be born? When's he gonna be born? What's gonna lead up to that? It's more of a story about the planet. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
At all?
Any other so you guys have any thoughts on a Krypton series?
I like seeing like the origin stories of different things. So I mean, obviously, on the one hand, sometimes it's nice to not really know and to be able to imagine it yourself, like what it could be like, and kind of fantasize about it. But I think it would be cool to see how the filmmakers interpret the origins, and it might be kind of cool.
Richard, Kendra, any thoughts?
I think it's Kendra. Please go ahead.
No, you go.
I always thought that Jor-El and Kal-El and all these, the L people. I thought that was fascinating, and now with CGI and all the cool stuff they can do, if they throw some money at it, those worlds were really, pretty cool. And Lex Luthor eventually, or Brainiac, I think eventually put like Superman's hometown in like a glass globe, and it was just like this really. There's
Kandor, right?
Kandor, was it Kandor?
Something like that, I think. Somebody on Twitter will correct me if that's wrong, but yeah.
So I think there's a lot of cool CGI they could do, and think about the wardrobe. The wardrobe, I always thought that Kryptonian wardrobe was awesome. When I was a kid, I wanted to have like Kryptonian uniforms and stuff.
Nice.
That's a good point.
Basically, they'd be bulletproof here, right?
Yeah.
You'd start with that.
Oh yeah, but you also, if you were a Kryptonian naked on Earth, you're also still bulletproof. You don't need clothing.
So I'm gonna give it like a little different perspective here. Is like I feel like I love family of origin stories, but is it gonna be that different than all the other like Marvel comic series that have gone back to the planet, given backstory to the characters that we have come to know? Is it like what more can they do besides there's a conflict and then this alien group comes after this alien group and the planet blows up and we send him off? Like what more can they do with that?
Well, I guess maybe that is why they made it about his grandfather, right? Because to be honest with you, I don't know actually if we know almost anything about that far back in Krypton's history. So maybe it's more about how did it get to the point where it was, right? Like, because also I guess there's kind of like internal conflict supposedly, right, within like Kryptonian society, maybe about people warning, the planet's gonna blow up. No, your guys are crazy. There's nothing wrong with the planet or something. I think. Right.
That's Jor-El's battle usually, right?
So I guess it could be interesting to see how they ever got there in the first place. To that point.
It's also kind of cool. I think Krypton isn't that a place where everyone has like a 4,000 IQ or something? I think it's kind of cool to have a planet full of smart people, don't you? I mean,
well, I guess here's the thing though, because Jor-El's a scientist, is supposed to be like the smartest dude, and we always usually focus on him. I don't know if everybody actually is supposed to be that smart. There's probably like Kryptonian just laborers, like
right. Okay, that's interesting.
Grounds workers.
Zog was pretty smart. I mean, evil but smart. Oh, I like that smart planet idea. There's another spin-off, Jeff. I don't know. Can we pitch that? Sure. Planet of Smart People.
That's a great title right there.
Great title. That sounds
Before we move on, Limited Release tweets in, which just goes to show how much Joss Whedon is awesome. This can be a response to anything at all. Tanya's quote.
He's right.
And Timekeeper says, Tanya, as always, makes an excellent point with any Joss Whedon rules tangent.
Aww.
Which happens every single show.
I can find that connection really anywhere.
Well, earlier, Lister's mate had said, yeah, well, the same thing basically about the Orion Slave Girls. I could throw them into anything. And I'm like, okay. I didn't say the tweet exactly right, but that was basically just kind of like how you can make a reference and you can throw it in anywhere. That's what he was saying about the Orion Slave Girls.
There you go.
You can't go wrong with them.
No, you can't.
Limited Release is also tweeting a lot here. First off, with it being on Sci-Fi Network, he's saying, "You kidding? Superman versus Sharknado needs to happen once." And he also says, "Have you seen the extended director's cut of Donner's Superman?" I actually haven't. He says, "There's an hour on Krypton alone. What more origin do you need?" I didn't know that. Now I really want to go watch the extended.
Wow.
Cut for sure.
Oh.
So Brando, the whole Brando thing is exploded there, or what?
Exploded or explored? Well, probably both, I guess. Right? Yeah, I don't know. I want to see now.
Red Shirt Series has a question, actually. But on Krypton, they don't have Superman's power, right? How fun will that be? A Superman show without Superman?
That would be Earth.
Right.
All right, so here's what I think, Jeff. Well, now just think about this. What about a Bizarro Superworld Krypton kind of thing?
Like the character Bizarro?
Yeah, Bizarro Superworld. They had their own world,
Oh.
Yeah.
That would be nuts, actually.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Mr. Metiplex.
Oh, yeah. That freaking guy.
Do the imp. Think about it.
All right, I'll think about it. I have no power to approve any of these shows, Rich, so you don't need to pitch me. Chris Hadley does.
You are the chairman.
That's true.
Yeah,
Chris, we'll mention later. Chris Hadley does say, "Planet of Smart People." I'd watch that.
Thank you, Chris.
There we go. We have one viewer.
One viewer. That's the selling point right there. We already have a built-in audience, people.
All right, there we go. Nicole, one last geeky news item.
Okay, guys. Mark Hamill reprising his role of the Trickster on CW's The Flash.
So I might be the only one, but I'm very excited about this.
No, this is great, and it's going to be happening on the 17th episode, which is sometime this spring, so it doesn't have like the exact release date in this news article, but his character, the Trickster, is actually a little bit different than what it was before, and the CW describes it as the Trickster is an anarchist terrorist con man serving a life sentence in Iron Heights who helps Barry and Detective West to foil the citywide attacks of a wannabe trickster eagerly following in the original's deadly footsteps. And the other cool thing about this is, well, we already know that, so he's going to be the third cast member from the original Flash to be joining up on this new iteration of the Flash, because Barry Allen's father, he was on the original Flash, and then him, and then also I think it was the last episode that just aired was I'm just reading, I forget what's her name, Amy,
it's
Amanda
a doctor
Pace.
character. Yeah, I didn't even realize it was her from the original Flash until I read that article, which was awesome.
Yeah, so she reprised her role of Dr. Tina McGee. So it's really cool that they're using some of the original characters and just kind of like redoing them for this The Flash.
I'm excited for this because The Flash is one of my favorite new shows now, actually, that's on the CW. And if you don't know, folks, there was a Flash series in the 90s that they did, which I watched. It was a very short-lived show. But the guy who played The Flash in that show is the father of The Flash on the new series, which is very cool, actually. I think that they did that. And that they're working in other, like Mark Hamill, which is cool to act, by the way, that Mark Hamill's in the news so much now again, that he's going to be Luke Skywalker again, now he's on The Flash. Mm-hmm. That's nice to see. So I'm excited to see him again. I don't remember him really as the Trickster. All I remember is the picture is ridiculous of him from the original Flash show of that character. So it sounds like it'll be much cooler this time around.
So Jeff, are you saying that Mark Hamill was the original Trickster in the 90s show or not?
Yes.
Mark Hamill what?
Yes.
He was the original Trickster in the 90s show?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
It is cool.
I mean, that ran for one season. You're right. I mean, I came and went, and I'm a big Flash fan. So,
Have you watched the new series?
I haven't. And how many episodes are out? I mean, it just started, right?
Well, yeah. Well, they're basically like halfway through because they just did their what they call the winter finale. All shows call it nowadays.
Yeah, their mid-season break.
Yeah, so they're probably
What
about.
is that mid-season break thing?
The terminology is stupid. I mean, look, it's like every show does this. That they just take a break over the holidays. No kidding. I don't know why they have to call it the winter finale.
Don't get me started on what AMC got everyone started doing.
Right, that was where it started.
Go on for ages. Just don't even get me going.
All right,
but you're liking the Flash, huh, Jeff? You liking
I
the
love
show?
it. Yeah, I highly recommend checking it out. The pilot is pretty decent, but it's not going to wow you. But if you keep watching, I think you'll really get into it.
And so, who's playing Barry Allen again now? Who's playing?
Grant Gustin is the actor's name. He was on Glee before this. He's actually the perfect casting. He's really good. Tanya's like, what? He was on Glee.
What villains so far? Which villains?
Oh, dude, they're pulling all the villains. They've got Captain Cold.
Nice.
What's her name? Damn it, I'm forgetting all the names now of the characters. Firestorm just was in recently.
Is Kid Flash in?
No Kid Flash yet. That'll probably be somewhere seasons down the road, I'm guessing.
You know who I liked was Grodd. Grodd, the gorilla. Remember Grodd?
Oh, you know what? They hinted at him at the very first episode.
Come on, how are they going to do Grodd?
They're definitely doing Grodd. Oh, also Captain Boomerang or whatever he's called was in it.
Captain Boomerang, sure, yeah.
Everybody's a captain in Flash for some reason. All these captains.
You know what I thought was the best part of Flash in the original Infantino artwork was Central City. Was just so cool. It was so futuristic, you know.
Yeah, and that's where Flash lives, Central City, the fictitious DC city.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, in the latest episode, which was their winter finale, which was amazing. Reverse Flash. It was a big epic thing.
Oh, awesome! Yeah.
Which, by the way, I will say this: I never got super into the Flash. The Flash villains have the worst names. Period. I'm just gonna say that right now, which you probably know from the ones I just named. There's terrible. They're ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
that's what you come up with his nemesis, Reverse Flash. Oh, great.
Does the exact opposite.
It's opposite Batman as the pro now.
I was like trying to figure that out. I was like, Reverse Flash. Is that something I'm supposed to understand? Because it's not computing. That makes no sense.
Well, that's an artifact of the Silver Age books, you know. I mean, that was very common. It was sort of like Bizarro Superman and the anti-Batman. There were negative Batman, I think there was negative Batman in an old book.
It's funny. It's actually pretty amazing how they make that work from something like probably like 50 years ago, and they actually make it work for modern times. But yeah, no. Go check it out, Rich. Or anybody else, it's really well done. Same guys who do the Arrow, so there's crossover episodes with Arrow, which I love too.
Oh yeah, Bold and the Brave. That was the old crossover there.
All right, so let's see. So there we go. All right, so I guess one last piece of news before we move on, and that is something a little more personal. What? Oh, fine.
I don't know if you can hear that. Can you hear that?
No, I can't hear anything. That's a horrible drum roll.
I'm sorry.
All right, so there's an organization called IAWTV. It's the International Academy of Web Television. It's an organization of web series creators yes, can you hear me, Rich? So
Who's the head of that organization, Jeff?
Well, thank you, Rich. So
Who's leading that?
So a couple of days ago, I was officially made chairman of the board of directors of IAWTV. Thank you.
So you're officially Mr. Chairman Jeff.
Yes. Well, I prefer people call me Supreme Overlord or Jedi Master Chairman. But yeah, so it's a huge honor and very exciting that we just announced we do an IAWTV awards show every year, which we recognize the best in original online content. Mr. Richard Cutting was actually, I believe, right, last year nominated as one of our best actors in drama.
Thank you.
So we do that every year, and this is going to be on April 15th this year at the NAB show and part of NMX.
Yay!
Thanks, Nicole. That's great. That's what we really want to associate
That's what we all remember. That's good.
Yeah.
The National Association of Broadcasters. That's a very good thing to be nearby.
Yes, it is at the National Association of Broadcasters. We're our first year there, which I think is a great fit, and New Media Expo is producing it for us again at NAB. So it's going to be a great time. We'll be streaming it live, so if you can't get to Vegas to attend live, you can watch it online, and please do. And hopefully you'll see a bunch of your web series favorites nominated and win some awards. All right, and IAWTV.org is the website. If you want to join, we're doing 50% membership discount right now for all
awesome.
December. So through December 31st, you can get a discount, which will save you a lot off submitting if you're a web series creator and want to submit to awards. Over 50% off you'll save when you submit to our awards, if you remember.
Cool.
So
all right.
Jeff,
Cool.
Yes.
You're the chairman. Do you get like consideration for nominations and stuff? Like, who do we talk to about that?
All right, so
Yeah, Jeff, do you know anybody down there?
you are the worst. Well, look, I have no influence over who gets nominated, so I cannot have any effect on that. All right, that is not in my power as chairman.
It is not in my power.
You
No,
must
it's
be
not.
the reverse chair. You must be the reverse chairman.
I'm the reverse chairman.
No,
like that-
power
that
in
would
that
not-
domain.
No, that would not be right at all. Obviously, for me affecting who gets nominated and winning, that would be terrible.
That would be
I stay out
horrible.
of that process. We have independent judges that are
It's
going to
not
decide
like you're
how
Rob
that's-
Ford.
No, I am reverse Rob Ford for sure.
You're reverse Rob Ford.
That is for sure. I
Bizarro
don't
chairman.
do drugs either. So an independent jury decides the nominees, but then our entire membership actually votes. We let our whole membership vote on. So that's another benefit of being a member. You get to vote on the winners of every category. I will say this, though. Last year, Super Geeked Up got 4 nominees and 1 win, which we're very excited about. So hopefully we'll get some nominations again.
What'd you win for?
Cool.
Best supplemental content, actually. So not a super exciting one, I guess, if you think. But I was excited.
Amazing.
Yeah. Thank you. Oh, thanks. All right. Oh, it's not like a flash. It's not like a flashy like best actor drama, But
whatever.
Maybe
for supplemental content.
Yeah. No. Hey, man. I think it was great.
Maybe we'll do some Shakespearean monologues in the next show, and then we can hopefully be then nominated for Best Actress or Actor in a Drama.
Oh, well, we should be nominated for our raps we did. For Best Musical
Performance.
Yes. Best musical episode.
Yes.
Ever. Period.
By the way, here's the award, guys, that we won last year.
Ooh.
I love that you just conveniently have that beside you. Oh, here's the award, everyone.
That looks like it was designed on Krypton.
Right, exactly. I was just going to say that. That's why I brought it up, because it's very Kryptonian looking. That's why.
Kryptonian, yeah.
Kryptonian. I would like to say that Twitter is filling up with congratulations for you, Jeff.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, congrats, Supreme Overlord Jedi Master Burns of the Terran system.
Oh wait. That's my favorite. That's what I want to call myself from now on. But Tanya, it's Terran system, meaning Earth.
Oh.
He's like, what is this alien word, Terran?
I was gonna make some Canadian. I was trying to do it in the French, but there's no way I can.
No. You are on Earth. You live on Earth. It has nothing to do with being a Canadian. You should know it. You're not an alien. Or are you?
Oh, maybe.
I think Canada. That's the capital of Altair 4, right? I mean, you got to pass on that. That's you guys.
Yep.
Snowy planet.
We live on maple syrup. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We have one other news announcement to say about next week. We are on Tuesday night next week.
Yes!
Because
Nicole is super excited about that. Say, finally, Tuesday!
Tuesday! It's my day!
Maybe we should have let you say that one. Because of things like Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, which both happen on a Wednesday this year, we are moving the next two shows for Super Geeked Up to Tuesday evening, same time, same place, just Tuesday. Tune in on Tuesday.
And then back to Wednesdays after that as normal.
Yes.
So Nicole will be sad after the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, back to Wednesdays.
Oh.
All right, very good. Yes,
Jeff,
Nicole.
guess what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for a commercial break.
Oh my God, you're right, Nicole. It is time for a commercial break. So if you're watching the recorded version, we will be back in a second, and then we're going to be coming back with Trailer Trash and Nostalgia TV, and Tanya's going to tweet out some trailer links for people who are watching live that they can check them out as we talk about them. All right, so we'll see you back in a second.
Welcome back from commercial break.
All right. So if you're just joining us, this is Super Geeked Up. I am Jeff with Tanya and Nicole and Rich and Kendra from Milgram and The Fastwalkers. Thank you for watching. It is time for Trailer Trash. This is where we discuss some good, some bad, some weird trailers. All right, so again, Tanya's tweeting this out from the Super Geeked Up account, so look at that.
Which one are you starting with?
I'm going to go in the order, Tanya, that we put it on the list, because that might make sense.
Sometimes we do change things up.
All right, so we're going to start. Actually, this is a little weird because the movie came out today, but I want to talk about it because it's a huge movie. The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. If anybody's already seen it today, by the way, let us know what you thought of it, how it was.
Don't tell us anything that's going to ruin it for the people that haven't read the books.
Okay,
Who
yes.
hasn't read the books?
Well, I haven't read the books.
Oh.
Kendra's really offended.
I don't read, people. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I don't read. I just don't read.
Only on
yes.
Tuesdays.
Only on Tuesdays.
Oh my word.
Really far behind.
Tuesday is my only productive day of the week. Let me just say that.
All right, so let's talk about The Hobbit, the Battle of the Five Armies. If you haven't seen it, we were going to talk about the trailer, or just talk about it in general, if you're excited for it. I'll start with Tanya, actually, because I believe she's a big Tolkien fan. Is this right? Tanya?
Here's the thing.
Oh, yeah, what's the thing? I want to hear.
Okay, so this is going to be a history of Tanya and her transformation into a geek.
Kendra, this is perfect for you, man. To get a lot of information about Tanya.
Maybe I should take my earbuds out.
You need to start like taking notes, man. Anywho, so in well, at least Ontario, however many years ago, it was actually part of the grade 9 curriculum to read The Hobbit. That was part of our thing in English class. We also had to watch Star Wars. So,
God, I want to go to school. I should have went to school in fucking Canada. Jesus.
Yeah,
I like your curriculum.
And Star Wars and The Hobbit, my friends.
Wow.
Anyway, so sort of my first, I was a huge reader to begin with, but it was sort of like my first, high fantasy book that I had ever read, and I was, blown away by how much I loved it. I didn't anticipate loving it. For those who have read the book, in comparison to the Lord of the Rings trilogy, it's not a big book. I have boycotted the Hobbit movies because I believe they should not be a trilogy.
Oh, shit, I didn't know you've never seen any of them?
No.
Oh.
Holy shit. So you won't even give them a chance?
I will not pay for them in a theater.
So you'll illegally download them from the internet, is what you're saying?
I will not illegally download them. I will wait for them to appear on Netflix.
Okay, wait.
So have you seen them or haven't you?
I have not seen any of them. I actually technically we own the first one on Blu-ray, which I haven't actually watched yet. I have this. I did not agree with it being a trilogy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, the book is not long enough. There's no way. Just because it's this thing to make every freaking novel into a series of movies, whether they deserve it or not. I was really upset about it.
But what if you looked at it as not really the book, but just inspired by the book, and then a piece of art that stands on its own?
That's not what they said, though.
Well, I'm saying you could look at it that way to make yourself sleep at night. I don't know. I'm just.
In similar news, Dr. Seuss's Green Eggs and Ham will be made into a 5-part movie.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to make the Parthenon into a miniseries. So we could just take any piece of art and turn it into an excruciatingly long epic and fill it with old British actors.
Thank you.
So I want to hear what other people think about this. Let me say this, Tanya. So I am not an actually huge Tolkien fan. I have great respect for what he did because so many of my favorite fantasy authors obviously drew so heavily from him. And here's the thing. So I've actually enjoyed the Hobbit movies. This is going to be blasphemy. People are getting enraged on Twitter, but more than the Lord of the Rings movies. I know, yeah.
Well, you're picking sides, Chairman.
Yeah. So,
man, I think you're causing a rift in the Force right now or something.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. Let's do it. Here's the thing. I had a lot of misgivings about how are they going to turn that book, which I enjoyed, into 3 movies. But you know what? I've actually been surprised. I think they've done it very well so far, at least through 2 movies. I'm not sure if that's going to continue in the 3rd one from the trailer. I have some problems, but I actually think they've done a really good job, Jackson and his team, of doing that so far, and I've enjoyed them. I really dug the 2nd one actually. But I don't know. What do you guys think about the Hobbit movie so far, and what Tanya brought up? If you've seen them.
I actually agree with Tanya. I love the book, and I think it's ridiculous that they made it to 3 movies. Flip side of it, I have 2 boys, so we definitely go see the movies, and they're enjoyable. But I'm wondering about this 3rd one. I'm really wondering if they're just going to stretch out these battle scenes to be huge and long.
Well, here's my question. The trailer is basically looks like a huge battle going on between elves and dwarves. It looks like to me. I don't remember any of that from the book. Did it happen?
That's the thing. Yeah, isn't it, Tanya? At like the end, you have the 5 armies and like the. I can't tell you the story. Sorry.
They don't say all the story. Yeah, I mean, as Twitter is pointing out right now, there's a whole bunch of like appendices to the book,
Right.
and so they're trying to show some of that material. But as Timekeeper is just saying, the films just really aren't really working for him, and I just don't think there's enough material for 3 Peter Jackson crazy long movies.
Well, that's why they added characters that didn't exist in the book.
Yeah.
Well, speaking from someone who never read the book, I actually really like The Hobbit. And actually, I had a really hard time watching the Lord of the Rings movies, which is weird because they're amazing, but for some reason, the length of them really like got to me. And this is like horrible. Nobody hate me, but I would fall asleep when I was watching them. But they're not bad at all. They're not. Obviously, they're amazing. But I had issues, okay? I had issues where I would work like 10 hours a day and then try and hang out with my friends, and then they'd watch an epic movie and I'd fall asleep all the time. That's just like what.
No, it's okay, Nicole. You can say it's boring. The Fellowship of the Ring is a bunch of people walking around. Yeah.
But you know what? Scott actually, like maybe a year ago or a year and a half ago, made me watch them. He's like, you were sitting down and you're going to watch all of them, because I'd only seen the first one like 3 times and I'd never seen the other ones.
Wow.
And so then, that's what I'm saying. It's like, okay. So then he made me watch the extended versions, and I actually like really got into it at that point. I was like, okay, I don't know why I had such an issue because they're actually really good. But I kind of agree with Jeff in the fact that I think the Hobbit movies were easier for me to get into. And, so that was all I was going to say, is I think they're a little bit easier for me to get into. And this trailer looks really beautiful. I don't know about the story, but it looks really, really, really
Yeah, they always look beautiful.
Yeah. That's all I was going to say.
And the extended versions of Lord of the Rings are much better. You're right.
Yeah, the extended versions are amazing. They're really good.
Way better. Yeah.
What's way better?
The extended version.
Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen those.
They're good.
They're way better than the theatrical release cut. Like way better.
Oh, that's actually what Timekeeper Show just tweeted that in. Watch the extended versions.
Mm-hmm. They're amazing.
Yeah, I'll watch them. Yeah, they're amazing. And the behind the scenes are even better, to be honest. Like how they made the whole thing.
Yes.
Rich, any thoughts?
Well, yeah, I like them. I tend to geek out on them, though. I mean, you read enough about them putting like these 8K cameras, a bazillion 8K cameras, and overcranking it and doing all that stuff. And the sets, I mean, they look like Maxfield Parrish paintings. And I mean, there's so many streams feeding that in terms of the gorgeous design. I just get wowed by them, and I really like them. And then I don't, Tanya, I respect that. I've had books that I just said don't go near it with a camera, So I totally get that, and I respect that. I don't have that affinity for the book per se, because I read it so long ago. I think I read it sometime before World War I, and I don't remember it. So I look at it as a whole new thing, and these things are so gorgeous. I mean, you go to the theater, and I have a kid too, and you're just like, wow. And then you got all these great English actors in there too, and highly trained actors doing this fantasy stuff. That's kind of a neat mix, like what's his name? Old Peter Cushing. Ian
McKellen.
Well, yes, Ian McKellen, but who's the other guy from the Hammer films? Not Peter Cushing.
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee, yeah.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It's amazing stuff,
Yeah.
Plus, you hear the stories. They shoot these things for, these guys have been doing this for a decade now or something like that. I mean,
they're employing the whole country of New Zealand or something like that.
Yeah.
No, really. I mean, they put a lot of people to work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think they throw off more economic activity than Rhode Island, apparently.
Well, that's not hard to do. It's the smallest state. I'm just saying, it's a beautiful state. I love Rhode Island. You can get to the ocean like in 30 minutes from anywhere.
Oh yeah.
So, Alistair Reevy on Twitter says, "Fellowship is the good one. How dare you?" Basically to me. I will dare, sir, because this is the first time I've ever actually gotten to go off on Lord of the Rings. I'm going to relish in this opopportunity.
Alistair, you shall not address the chairman in this manner.
Here's the Fellowship is a very movie. It's all right. Two Towers is pretty good. Return of the King is actually a great movie. That's the only one I think is great of those trilogy. A lot of people actually love Fellowship for some reason. I don't get it. I think that movie is, again, it's all right. I've never watched that movie again. I have no reason ever to watch it again.
What's the one where the guys with the guys with the big noses lose their castle? What's that one? Is that 2 movies ago?
The guys with the big noses. What?
Yeah, the short guys with the big noses. I can't remember if you call them dwarfs or elves. No, the elves are the pointy-eared guys.
The dwarfs.
Oh, that's your description of a dwarf? The guys with the big noses.
No, they do. They have very big noses, these guys. Intentionally. It's cool. And they lose their castle, and then they're lost, you know? What movie was that? Was it 1 movie ago? And what's the title of it? See, my problem with this whole series is all the titles run together.
Of Smog, right? Wasn't it the
Desolation of Smog?
Throughout the Hobbit movies, it's all about the dwarves, pretty much.
Yeah.
They're all through the Hobbit movies.
Yeah.
Fellowship's getting some love on Twitter here from Limited Release.
Oh, like huge.
All right.
Like everyone is
one tweet besides the one I've already read. That's not huge.
Honestly, everyone is saying you're just kind of crazy, and that the behind the scenes are awesome. That's from Timekeeper. That no one agrees with you, Jeff. Is really the tenure of what's going on Twitter right now.
I love how she takes like 2 tweets. It's like everybody disagrees with you, Jeff. The whole world.
Everybody disagrees with you.
That's fine. No, I know most people disagree with me. That's okay. I'm not that popular.
But it's the chairman, so there's that.
Yeah, so obviously I'm right. Look, here's my thing. Look, I have great respect for Lord of the Rings universe, and I've really enjoyed the Hobbit movies. And like I said, I love Return of the King. Look, here's the deal. This is blasphemy, but I don't care. I think they're overhyped movies. I don't think those movies are as good as people say they are. I don't think like some people say they are some of the best movies ever made ever in the history of film. I think that's ridiculous.
That's not true. That's not true. But I mean, I think to go back into the level of workmanship into the first trilogy, that is amazing. Like the stuff that they built to make that world happen is just insane. And the fact that they managed to get basically the entire cast and the entire crew to work on these movies, didn't they do it all together over a couple of years? Like they were like that's a huge endeavor. That alone to me is just the art of making the film is worth the praise it's gotten. Whether or not the films themselves have turned out to be, excellent, is a difference to it. It's just crazy in an amazing way.
All right, fair enough.
Okay.
I'll agree with that.
Great.
All right, so I guess we'll move on from The Hobbit.
Yes.
I guess no one's seen it yet because nobody tweeted in that they saw it today on opening day yet.
I didn't even realize it came out today until I saw the end of the trailer, and then Scott was like, "We're watching." He's like, "I thought this already came out," and I was like, "Oh, it did. It came out today."
Well, that's because you fell asleep during the trailer.
The trailer was so.
Why would they open on a Wednesday, Jeff? What's the take on it?
Probably because it's it's a week before Christmas. Probably they're trying to get some extra. I guess. Yeah.
Maybe they're hoping the Wednesday opening will build buzz for the weekend.
Build buzz for the weekend, yeah.
I don't think they're going to have any problem with buzz, but...
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Either you already like it or you don't, you know?
There's other stuff going on in Hollywood. I think it would be fine.
Yeah.
We got 2 more trailers coming up, folks. Before we get that, here's one of my friends on Facebook posted this. I want to get a quick poll from you guys and on Twitter. He said, which is going to be the higher-grossing movie of 2015? Avengers 2, Age of Ultron, or Star Wars Episode 7?
Oh my gosh.
That's a good question.
Which I think is
Star Wars Episode 7.
So, yeah, that's what most people are saying on Facebook. I actually think it could be very close, to be honest with you. I will give the edge. I will give the edge to Star Wars. I really want it to be Star Wars because that's the one I'm most excited in. I'll give the slight edge to that. What do you guys think, though? Which will gross more? Not the better movie necessarily. Which will gross more?
I think they're probably both going to gross, like, a bunch.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, like, I don't even know. It's just so much.
I mean, here's the thing.
I'll pick Star Wars.
Okay.
You're going to have to take demographics into consideration here, right? I mean...
Tanya, please share us with your scientific explanation.
No, it's true, though. I mean, there's going to be... I mean, obviously, they're both going to gross, like, insane, stupid, epic amounts of money. Like, there's no question about that. But there are going to be people who just don't understand what all the hype about Star Wars is about because they just wouldn't know because of their age or whatever.
But their parents would, and their parents are
Yeah, what age are you talking about?
No, but like some kids who, like the kids who weren't necessarily old enough to see the crappy prequels.
Okay,
but the ones who have seen the current, who are old enough to have gone to see current Marvel stuff, they may not understand how awesome Star Wars is, and they are too old to really care what their parents think because they're probably teenagers now.
But who's the one that has the money that's going to pay for the ticket is the adults.
That's what I mean. They're the ones, they're the teenagers and the young adults that have the disposable income that don't have bills yet.
But those teenagers would have grown up on the prequels as kids, little kids.
They may or may not have, because they may have been too young to go see the prequels. I mean, that's my only thing, is that there could be a whole chunk of people that just don't get it.
I think if anything, it all depends on the way Abrams do it, but Star Wars is usually, I would think, more, I guess the Marvel movies are fairly family-friendly too, I suppose, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, but see, I still say Star Wars because I still say it's going to be the span across generations because you have the first three, which of course is 4, 5, and 6, and then the second 3, which is the crappy prequels, and so you have so many different generations with the Star Wars. Whereas I go see all the Marvels because I've got the kids who want to see it, but I personally could care less. Whereas Star Wars, I'm like, okay, that's one I would want to see.
Oh yeah.
Andrea, you're losing your Joss Whedon love cred.
No, she just gained a lot of cred with that.
I don't know. I'm gonna go in the other direction. I'm not gonna say that Avengers is gonna outgross. It won't. The Star Wars franchise is just, there's too many play toys and dolls on the streets in '76. I mean, that's a long time. Yeah. But I think Avengers has just got such a juggernaut going, and you know, that whole group is going to change soon. So I think a lot of people are trying to work the edge of the Avengers. You know, I think because they're going to change that whole thing pretty soon, right? And they're diehard fans, the Avengers. You know, and they know how to market. They're pretty good at it.
So what's your choice, Tanya? Make a choice.
I can't. I had to.
You can still see both movies. It's okay.
I'm going to see both movies. I logically I'm going to go with Star Wars only because of the crazy anticipation. I mean, there's still crazy anticipation with the Avengers. My heart says Star Wars, but I will not be surprised in any way, shape, or form if Marvel, it's not blows it out of the water, but ekes by it.
What's the tentative release, Jeff? Do you know for both? Do we have dates yet?
Well, Star Wars is almost exactly a year away, like a couple of days away, previous from that. December, 17th, is it, or something? 15th, 17th. And then when May, right? Age of Ultron's in May, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, so here's the thing. Since Star Wars is opening in December, you gotta extend it beyond 2015, really, because a lot of the gross will really come in 2016. Well, I mean, it'll be split kind of.
Well, right, that's what I was thinking. But
I think just what the highest gross at the end of the day, I think is what the question really meant.
Yeah.
So almost everybody on Twitter is thinking Star Wars. Alistair Reevey is the one who's saying, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Avengers. A lot of people are seriously in love with that franchise right now. But we already know from his tweet earlier he doesn't know what he's talking about.
I would say also that Listermate is also saying the Avengers, and so is Timekeeper, Mr. I'm editing selectively to favor my...
Wrong. Timekeeper says Star Wars will win just because everyone will see it. I'm reading that tweet right now.
Oh, he's saying I'm more hyped for Avengers, is what he's saying.
Ah, but he said Star Wars will get the gross. Look, now you're trying to change the fabric of time and space with these tweets and just change what they're even saying. Anthony Davis says a horrible tweet. There will be people like me who think that Star Wars sucks. No.
There are people who are in that, or just don't get the thing about it.
We still love you, Anthony, because you watch every week. You're great. No, I know, and I'm fine with that. Actually, some people just aren't into Star Wars. That's cool.
But he grew up on the prequels, probably then.
No, he didn't actually. He's talked to us before about this. I don't think he ever really. I don't know if he's ever given him a chance. At least give him a chance, Anthony, if you haven't.
Star Trek, I think.
Yeah.
He
loves Star Trek. Yeah, he loves Star Trek.
All right.
Cool. All right, there you go. So let's back to the trailers. That was a little tangent, as we like to do on the show.
Always.
All right. So if Tanya hasn't tweeted out, she'll tweet it out now. Jupiter Ascending is our next trailer from the Wachowskis for the Matrix. Oh my God, Nicole, that's right. The Matrix is Nicole's favorite movie of all time, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So Nicole, we'll start with you. So this is a new sci-fi movie from the Wachowskis. What do you think of Jupiter Ascending?
I'm really interested in seeing it. The only thing that, not that this is a bad thing necessarily, but I was very surprised that Mila Kunis was in it. I just never really associated her with that type of a character before. I think she's awesome, and I'm sure she'll do really well. That just kind of surprised me, and the last movie I saw, the Wachowskis, I wasn't really super into, so I'm a little nervous, but I think now that it's kind of more sci-fi, and I think I'm excited to watch it. Let's just say that. I'm definitely going to watch it. I don't think I'm going to like it as much as The Matrix, though. That's all I have to say.
What do you, Richard Kendrick, you get a chance to see the Jupiter Ascending trailer?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm really a fan of these kinds of movies. You know, these sort of Blade Runner, next gen, third gen, futuristic, dystopic noir things. I like them, so I want to see it. I think, and I can't tell what the story is, but there's some interesting people in it. You know, I don't know much about what.
I was agree with you. It was kind of hard for me exactly to follow the story. I just knew it was about Mila Kunis, whose name is Jupiter, but I don't really know much more than that.
Yeah, and that's a decision in the trailer, in the fabrication of the trailer. So it's trying to sell you on the style and the tone of it, I think. And I'm interested in it. I like the color. The color looked pretty cool, So.
Kendra, what do you think?
Urban.
Yeah, see, I'm definitely excited to see it. I definitely do want to see it, but my only hang-up right now is Channing Tatum with the 20 years and the blondish hair. It's just not quite working for me, at least in the trailers that I'm seeing.
You know what's funny?
What interesting casting in the trailer, I thought.
Yeah.
It's interesting. When I saw this actually at Comic-Con in San Diego in July, I first saw it. Footage there. I didn't even realize after I watched the footage that was Channing Tatum. So I actually like Channing Tatum a lot. I actually look forward to seeing what he could do with the role. Nicole, here's the thing. I agree with you, Nicole. Here's the thing. I've never been able to get into Mila Kunis for some reason. I just don't really dig her, and it makes me not interested really to see her in the role for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That seems like an odd choice.
It was odd. I mean, I'm hoping that she's going to be amazing. I really do. I mean, because I think she's beautiful, and I really am hoping. I'm like, you know what? I want to be wrong. I want her to be amazing. I'll be like totally blown away. That's like, I'm trying to think of it like that.
I think Tanya might defend her here. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's my question. Are you thinking of that 70s show's Mila Kunis, or are you thinking of Black Swan Mila Kunis?
I'm thinking of none of those Mila Kunises.
I was just thinking about her in general.
Yeah, just in general.
I mean, I wasn't expecting great things in Black Swan, but she was really good in that. I have to admit, the reason why I'm intrigued with the choice of her is she's not just another pretty starlet who's sort of like the one current of the day. Like I think she's an interesting choice in that regard. Like she's not like Lively, or like she's not just like another pretty girl who's got a huge following that they're just going to come see because they love Gossip Classic girl. So that's what I find intriguing about it. I also think it's kind of cool that I don't know if Channing Tatum would still necessarily do this movie right now, because they filmed chunks of this in Toronto, like, I think 3 years ago. I don't know now with the whole Foxcatcher thing if he would still do this movie or not, which is interesting to me.
All right. Any others? All right, but I am actually excited to see it. I mean, like Rich said, any kind of sci-fi universe like this, I'm down with for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a big sci-fi universe. You know, it's the woman plucked from her normal environment and taken across worlds, and you see those worlds, and you've got robots, and you've got all kinds of genetic engineering. It's got a lot of elements. It seems.
Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so there we go. All right, so we have one last trailer that we're going to send out here, folks.
Oh,
we saved the best. We saved the best one for last, of course. So this is the epic trailer for Hungry Hungry Hippos. You might remember this when you were a kid. I did.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. That title.
Folks, the game was you had 4 plastic hippos and a bunch of balls, and everyone tried to eat as many balls as they could. The most, I don't know, whatever.
You're like,
so, yeah,
and then
exactly.
they would like beat into the.
And when I saw this trailer, I actually was, or before I saw it, I pulled it up. I thought it was going to be an animated movie.
That's what I thought. Yeah, I was like, oh, it's going to be just like the game, and it was just like,
exactly.
Yeah, totally not.
No.
At all.
So much worse.
Well, I want to say kudos to Jeff for finding a ridiculous trailer. Yes.
Thank you.
I think I love the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex noise that they do at the end.
Yes.
With the hippo.
So one of the shots looked like the hippo was pooping. I don't know if he was, but it was on the butt.
They do show his butt or something.
Okay, then I was like, did I just see a hippo pooping?
Because do you not? Okay,
yes, you did.
Have you seen the hippo pooping viral video where he's spinning his tail?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I'll see if I can find it for you. But that's how hippos poop. They spin their tail.
So like, that's pooping is what you're saying.
Yeah, it's spin pooping.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, because I was like watching, like, wait, did I just see what I think I just saw? Okay. That's actually pretty funny. That's not like that. It's just like, you know, like person, hippo face, person, butt, person. Like.
That's how the script of the trailer went. Person, hippo face, butt.
Yeah.
So
how many days of shooting do you think Liam Neeson did on this?
I was shocked to see him in there.
I'm pretty sure that's a clip from another movie.
I'm thinking, right?
So, all right, so here's the thing, guys. If you didn't know, I wanted to see if you guys would catch it or not. This is a fake trailer that I sent all of you.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was, but I wasn't entirely sure.
Here's
and
the
then I
thing.
looked on IMDb, and they really have a movie in development.
Yeah, here's the thing. They really are making a movie based on the Hungry Hungry Hippos game. That is true. When this news got out, people created this fake trailer to make fun of it. However, I think the trailer will be much better than the actual movie turns out to be.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous to make a movie based on Hungry Hungry Hippos.
Yeah.
So if Tanya hopefully tweeted it out, go watch it, folks. It's amazing. What they did is they took clips from all these other like ridiculous movies, and they actually did a really cool job of putting it together and making it look like a attacking hippo movie.
Yeah.
So the Liam Neeson thing is from Battleship.
Great. Yeah.
I don't know. There may be stuff from Anaconda in there.
There's like a runway blowing up in the end or something.
Yeah.
You know how hippos can blow up a runway. I gotta be interested. You know?
And it is actually the Tyrannosaurus Rex sound at the end, like from Jurassic.
Yeah.
It is actually that roar. I'm like, I know that sound.
But the thing is, it actually looks like it could be the real trailer, which is awesome to that movie.
Yeah, they did a really good job with that.
So yeah, great job.
Either that or somebody has a little too much free time.
Either or.
All right. Well, so yeah, I actually edited that to myself, to be honest with you. I wish I did actually, because that's great.
We need to track down the people that made that.
We should have them on the show.
Yeah. Totally.
So tell us about your process.
Yes. But you will be able to see a real Hungry Hippos movie in probably the next couple of years. I'm sure you're excited, everybody.
I got to tell you, that warms a web series creator's heart when guys like that get big cash to make that movie. And
Yeah.
we produce on a bag of donuts and 4 rubber bands.
Yeah.
I'm loving that.
Well, Grumpy Cat got a movie deal.
Really?
Yeah.
A Lifetime.
Yeah. He got a movie of the week.
Lifetime.
Or she got a movie of the week deal, yeah. Yeah.
I would like a movie deal.
Yeah.
And I can talk, so I got that one.
Can you read?
Let me call Tuesdays with Nicole.
Tuesdays with Nicole.
That's not bad. I would watch it.
All right, so folks, on Twitter, please tweet us at any other board games that should be made into movies that haven't yet.
The Resistance. Wait, have you guys played The Resistance?
Oh my God, it's one of my favorite games. Now that would be our actual good movie.
That would be so amazing, right?
That'd be amazing, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's a game that should be made into a movie.
Yeah.
It's a real board game, Resistance?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
The
great.
Resistance, yeah.
Jeff, wasn't that the one that you and I won?
Yes, because we were the spies, and Tanya is the most sneakiest spy you'll ever meet in that game.
We better play this game when you guys come to LA. That was my favorite game of all time.
I love that game.
Oh, yes.
When are we going to LA?
March.
Like, wait a minute.
What? Well, we're in the spring. We'll probably be there for some festivals. But Tanya and I are all. Can I say this, Tanya, or no?
What? Oh, April?
No, forget it. I don't know if I can say it, so I won't. Yes, right. We're going to be there in the spring, hopefully.
Well, type it in the thing, and I can tell you whether or not you can.
Anyway, Chris Hadley on Twitter says, coming soon from the producers of Hungry Hippos, Connect 4.
Oh.
I love that game too, actually.
That was a good game. I was really good at it, too.
A lot of strategy. All right, so anyway, we have one more game coming up. It's Nostalgia TV. We're going to take one last commercial break. If you're watching the recorded version, we'll see you back in a second.
Welcome back from commercial break. You're watching Super Geeked Up.
Yes, you are. I am Jeff with Tiny Nicole and the gang from Milgram and The Fastwalkers. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, so Natanya, take it away with our last game.
We
You
have
said Natanya. You said Natanya.
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 I'll speak
We are
with
Russian.
hands.
That's the new Russian combo of Nicole and Tanya.
Natanya.
Was that Russian or Italian you just
I
did?
don't know. I can't play Russian. I'm no good at that.
Oh, really? Okay. Liar.
Anyway, we are playing a game called Nostalgia TV. This is a game where I give out little brief chunks of plot of different TV shows, and these guys have to try and guess what I'm talking about. The last time I played this, I made it really hard, so I vowed that it would be less hard this time. So each team is going to have about 30 seconds to go through as many as they can. And then we'll just switch over. We've got teams of 2. I think we decided Richard and Jeff and Nicole and Kendra. Is that what we're doing? So?
Yep.
Guys against the girls.
Yep.
I'm with the chairman.
That's right. You are. And Kendra, you're with Tuesday Girl.
Tuesday girl.
Can I actually ask one of you too? So when the other team is going, can you keep score of the other team just so I can keep reading with that one?
She'll probably cheat.
Well, Nicole does those sort of things.
We already determined that you're the sneaky one. I don't do that stuff.
Hey, I only do it when I'm playing, and I am currently.
All right, so Tiny, either Rich and I can guess at any time, right, during this?
Yeah, exactly. So,
All right, so Rich, just
Nicole
spell out the
also.
name of the show when you know it.
Yeah. Nicole, do you also want a time 30 seconds?
I would have to
do
go
that?
find my
I can do the
phone.
time.
Okay, cool.
Okay, do 30 seconds. Perfect. Amazing. Yeah, it's
All right,
only going to have to be reading at the same time.
Hold on. Gotta get the stopwatch. Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay, and obviously, if you can't guess one, just say next.
All right, we're ready. Ready, Rich?
I'm ready.
Okay. Is the timer ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Is anything else ready?
And an 800-year-old vampire quests for redemption as a cop in Toronto
Forever
trying
Night.
to hide his true name. Decades after the first Enterprise crew, the new Enterprise goes on missions of discovery.
Star Trek Next Generation.
The misadventures of a blissfully macabre but extremely loving family.
Oh, 6 feet
Family.
under.
Sorry?
6 feet
Monsters?
under? We said 6 feet under, Adam's Family, Monsters. Any of those right?
Adam's Family's right. A secluded lake, a ball of light, decades of missing persons appear in an instant. The real mystery.
Taken.
Twin Peaks.
Taken. Taken.
We ran out of time anyway. We ran out of
Falling
time anyway.
Skies.
No.
What?
No.
Taken. Spielberg.
Okay,
You guys
that's
got
easy.
3.
What was that last
out of-
one?
I might give the other team a chance to do it.
No, but they have time to think about it.
I don't even know what it is. So.
That was the 4400.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, 4400.
That was great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we got 3?
You got 3.
All right. Even though I said the Addams Family right away.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. You were all saying
Stupid
things.
technology.
I'm sorry. So Richard and Jeff, does one of you want to keep score and the other one do 30 seconds?
I'll do
The
both.
chairman wants to keep score.
All right, so you're going to time, Rich?
Are you wanting me to time?
Yeah, 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Ready, go.
She seems like your everyday housewife until she wiggles her nose.
Bewitched.
Bewitched. Trying to fit into modern day society is nearly impossible for a genius werewolf, a flighty ghost, a suave vampire who all live in the same house.
Next.
Next.
A female FBI agent is forced to work with an institutionalized scientist in order to rationalize a storm of unexplained phenomena.
Milgram and The Fastwalkers.
I have no idea.
Time's up.
All right.
Oh.
You guys suck.
We didn't really do.
Hey, can we guess on the other one just for fun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give us the 2 they didn't get.
Okay. Fitting into a modern day society is nearly impossible. A genius werewolf, a flighty ghost, and a suave vampire
Being
who live in
human.
the same house.
Being human.
Oh.
And the other
Fringe.
one.
Fringe.
Yeah.
Fringe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I don't watch either of those shows, so.
So they got a whopping 1.
Ooh,
I've got
that's
more. We
pressure.
can do another round.
Yeah, one more round, right?
One more round.
All
One more
right.
round. Okay. Okay. So back to Richard and Jeff. So
Yep.
same thing, time and score. Okay.
All right. You ready?
Are you guys ready?
I'm
Ready.
ready.
Okay. And a former FBI profiler with the ability to look inside the mind of a killer begins working for the mysterious Millennium Group.
Millennium.
Thrown into a distant part of the universe, an Earth astronaut finds himself part of a fugitive
Farscape.
alien star. An anthology series of insightful sci-fi / horror tales.
Twilight Zone.
The Outer Limits.
Yeah. A captain and the crew of the starship Andromeda set on a mission to rebuild a systems commonwealth 300 years after its fall.
Common. Yeah.
500 years in the future, a ragtag crew travels the universe. They're looking for work but always find trouble.
Red Dwarf.
No.
Say that one again just for fun.
500 years in the future, a ragtag crew travels the universe. They are looking for work but always find trouble.
Firefly!
Firefly. Yeah. All right, we got a whole bunch, right?
I think you got 4. Right? 4?
Yeah,
4 or
4
5.
sounds right.
Tanya, can you confirm?
4.
Okay, so we have 7 total.
I
All right,
don't
you
think
guys-
we're
you guys-
getting
You guys
6.
got your work cut out for you.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can do it. Okay, same thing, timing and score on the other
All
side.
time.
Okay, got it. Tell me when to go.
And go.
Evil Aliens, a wacky but brilliant tour guide flying through space in a tiny blue box is a trip of a lifetime.
Oh.
So easy.
Oh, stop it, Richard.
I don't know that one.
I don't either. Next.
Okay, next.
Casting spells and kicking tail. Three witchy sisters battle demons and other evil while mastering their magic.
Charmed.
A U.S. astronaut finds his life vastly complicated when he stumbles onto a bottle containing a female genie.
I love Dreaming of Junie.
Los Angeles is full of demons, and a brooding vampire detective works to shed light on the city's dark forces.
Buffy?
Los Angeles is full of demons.
Time's up.
That's not the same thing.
Wait, what was read that one again?
Los Angeles is full of demons.
Sunnydale.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Kojak,
just heard, like,
Banachak. What's that
Demons
one?
and a vampire.
Banachak.
Los Angeles is full of demons, and a brooding vampire detective works to
Oh,
shed
yeah,
light
that
on
makes
the
sense.
city's
Moonlight?
No.
Oh, Angel.
No.
A brooding vampire detective
Angel.
in Los Angeles.
Is it Angel?
It's Angel.
Well, it's also kind of Moonlight, too, but...
That's true. And FYI, Nicole, the first one was Doctor Who.
Who?
Doctor Who.
Oh.
On Twitter, Chris Hadley says, Doctor Who, come on, guys.
Well, I just never heard it described like that before.
I was trying to make it like not super
A
obvious.
blue box.
A tiny
got
blue
the
box.
blue
was
box.
A blue box, yeah.
Yeah. If she's
Um,
yeah.
Why don't
I
you just
didn't want to
say
say
you
Time
are
Lord.
idiots? You just say it. Just say it.
So, as a score of 7-3, Rich and I crush that game.
That's true.
Crush.
Thank gosh Tanya picked easy ones.
They were easy. They were easy for us.
Yeah, but I haven't seen some of those shows. Like Being Human, I haven't seen.
Well, next Tuesday, start watching it.
Touché.
I was trying
I've been
to make a
wanting
good
to
mixture of like, kind of have just ended recently versus like from the 60s versus to like 90s. I was trying to do a good vast.
Like
That's
I
good.
Genie,
Oh,
Bewitched,
Yeah.
You
Angel.
got a good mixture going there.
You
You
did,
did a great
definitely.
job.
Very
Yes,
good.
you did.
And they
we have
were
an
stupid hard.
We have an important question on Twitter from Chris Hadley. Richard, how do you achieve heavenly look on screen? How do you achieve your heavenly look on screen?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm broadcasting from the ISS. I've paid a couple guys down in Fort Lauderdale, and I'm actually in the space shuttle right.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You're
So
in-
I'm not even on Earth at this point.
How come you're not floating around?
Well, I Velcroed I invented Velcro, and I use it regularly. So I'm sitting right down here, and let me grab that water floating up there. Now I don't know. I was fooling around with the Google adjustments here, and
It's
they
one of
have
the
a nice little.
filters. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the filters. So
He just normally looks like that as he walks around in daily life.
this is my film noir look right here.
Wait, sometimes I think Tanya had no idea we could do this, even though she's been doing the show for a long time, because she got really excited.
How
Yeah,
do you do that?
Now she's playing with the filters. All right, oh boy. Now
Where do you find them?
I've totally
Where do you
lost my
find them?
co-host. My co-host don't want to do anything except look at filters now. Great. I'll tell you later. Jeez.
Oh man.
I was just like, can you imagine if I could add like more mist to my bridge?
Ooh.
That would be amazing. Wow.
That would
That would
be
really take
cool.
our show up a big level.
I think it would.
Now I'm broadcasting from an old German black and white film. I love
Oh
these
my
things.
God, we
It
can
looks
do a
like
film
the
noir.
Lives of Others. Did you ever see that movie, The Lives of Others? Really good German film.
Now
about
you're
Germany.
showing off knowing how to do all those filters, and then we can't figure
I know,
it
right?
out.
The Timekeeper show on Twitter says the space shuttle has some nice curtains. All right. So anyway, before we go today, our good friend Tim Keady, who runs the Surfing Aliens podcast at Surfing Aliens on Twitter. We're cross-branding with him from now on. He's going to talk about what's on our show every week, and we'll do the same for him. So this week on Surfing Aliens, you can hear
Hi, Tim.
our good friend Jonathan Robbins from Clutch, Out with Dad, Asset.
Ah,
So-
Jonathan.
If you go to surfingaliens.com/Jonathan Robbins, you can listen to that right now, which is a great idea because we're about to end this show.
Jonathan Robbins has his own like slash on Surfing Aliens. Like, is he just always on that show?
Well, no, I think every show he makes that slash for the guest. so don't get too excited.
I'm like, how?
It would be /Tanya Dodds if you were on.
Okay. I know Jonathan Robbins is involved in like every show, but
Good guy.
Timekeeper Show also says he likes how black and white makes you German.
Yeah.
Dusk?
You come
Das
back next
Auto.
week. The chairman expects this.
All right, before we go, Rich, you want to give links one last time for where people can watch Milgram and The Fastwalkers?
Yes, we are Milgram and The Fastwalkers, a drama about UFOs, and we are at fastwalkerseries.com.
Awesome. Go check that out, folks. Thank you so much to Rich and Kendra for being on. You guys were awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. We really enjoyed it.
Awesome. Thank you guys for watching. As always, remember, the next 2 weeks we will be on Tuesday because of the holidays. Same time, though, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Same geeky fun as always. We hope you tune in. And if you're watching the recorded version, thank you so much. Or if you're listening on iTunes, subscribe to us there. Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. Until then, stay geeky, everybody.